I was watching the news last night, as a matter of fact, and I saw a report, because we had already planned to do this show, and I saw a report on a baby that was left in the subway right here in New York City. Please welcome the man who found this child, Mr. Danny Stewart, to the show. Stand up for me, Danny. Honestly, look, I'm going to say this clearly. I saw the report. I saw what you had to say. Why don't you take us through it? But even before you do so, this man is a hero. And a lot of people in the country probably won't think so. Just because he picked up the baby and turned it over to authorities, so many people probably walked past that baby and left that baby there. And you could have said, not my problem. What happened?
Well, as I was leaving the subway, I was walking through the station. I was exiting, and it was on an exit-only entrance area. I was going through the turnstiles. As I was going through, I glanced down, and what I saw, what I thought at the time was just a baby doll, because the way he was wrapped, all that was exposed was his legs, his lower torso. The upper torso was wrapped in a dark cloth. So I didn't think much of it because it looked, you know, not wrapped up like a normal baby would be wrapped up in a blanket.
It didn't look real.
Didn't look real. But at the same time, it also looked realistic because it looked like a very realistic-looking doll. So as I kept walking, I was exiting through the turnstile. I kept walking. I was going through up the stairs, and I kept glancing over. Then all of a sudden, he started to move. And it was at that time that my heart just sunk, and I realized it's not a doll. He was actually real. I leaned over. I loosened the shirt. He was wrapped in a dark sweatshirt that was wrapped around his head and his body. So I loosened that up around his head, just to make sure he was breathing all right. He appeared to be in good condition at that time. So I was very relieved to know that he seemed to be healthy and didn't seem to be harmed. And
then, but now you got a baby. So what did you do next?
Well, then my next instinct was to see about finding help. So I then ran up the stairs of the stairwell, and there was a payphone right outside, so I called 911.
Well, I will say this to you. Thank you, because you've saved a life. There's no question. And I don't care if the rest of the country would acknowledge you for it. I'm going to tell you, you are a very rare person, because a lot of people probably saw that little bundle laying there the other night, and they walked by it, and they kept walking because they didn't want to get involved. They didn't want to be the person that had to make a decision about what to do with that baby. And I thank you, because I know you probably do that for somebody else who was hurting. So that's the kind of person you are. Thank you. I really mean it. Thank you. But that's what it's going to take. Somebody's got to stop and get involved.